The Great Debate Series. Best Sports Rivalries.
Okay, so the sports rivalry today is the greatest baseball rivalry of all time. We did NFL rivalries on Monday. We did college football yesterday. Today we do baseball, and then as Perloff said later in the show, we'll do TV rivalries.
Right. So baseball. Why did you start, actually?
Okay. The greatest baseball rivalry of all time is the Los Angeles Dodgers against the San Francisco Giants. Now, this rivalry goes back so far, these teams weren't even in LA and San Francisco when iconic moments like this happen. Okay, so of course that's Bobby Thompson, shot heard around the world. These two teams have had more NL pennants than any other team. The Dodgers with 24, the Giants with 23. The Dodgers have won the NL West 19 times to the Giants 9, but the Giants have more World Series wins since the teams have moved to California 6-3. This is shocking, even though we all know it, but it's shocking still. 2021 NLDS, the first time in the 131-year history that the teams faced each other in the postseason while they were in California. I mean, crazy that in the NLDS, and it ended up being iconic in that respect with Max Scherzer coming in for a save.
0-2, Scherzer to Flores. Just outside. He went around. Strike three, gave Morales the first base umpire. The Dodgers are going to the National League Championship Series.
I mean, so many amazing moments, Perloff, and such bitter feelings. I mean, there's a really serious aspect of this, too, with fans getting into altercations that have been fatal, that have been altered lives for the worse. We know how passionate these fan bases are. This rivalry is just so to the core. And one other thing about this rivalry, it's also the cities in a rivalry. Los Angeles versus San Francisco, different vibe. Lots of times different politics. Lots of times just different outlooks on life between these two different cities. Very, very different, even though they're not that far away from each other. And I think it adds to the rivalry. I think LA people don't like San Francisco people, and San Francisco people do not like LA people. And the baseball team is just one way that it shows itself.
I don't know if I agree with that last part. You're telling me I have a million friends in L.A. and a million friends in San Francisco.
There's a rivalry between the cities.
There's a rivalry, but I don't know to say that they don't like each other.
I
seems
think
a little
that's
strong.
true.
This is California. You're saying people in the okay. Well, I'm obviously going to go with the Red Sox Yankees. Talking about not like each other. Boston and New York City, they go back to the plot of Hamilton. They've been disliking each other since the country was formed in 1776. Talking about hatred. Mine is the older, more intense hatred. Boston, New York, and Yankees, Red Sox. I mean, I think it's right up there. One of the 5 greatest rivalry in all of sports. It's so iconic. You can look at it recently. I think after the PED scandal with McGuire and Sosa and Bonds, Yankees, Red Sox was all baseball had, and they rode that coattails for about 10 years because you obviously had 04 when the Red Sox finally broke the curse. Down 3-0, came back to beat the Yankees. That was all baseball had. And they leaned on this rivalry more than I think any pro sport has leaned on a rivalry in recent years. Because rivalries are not as big a deal. This one has sort of endured. Now, it's a little bit down right now. This could be one of the rare years which neither team makes the playoffs. They could actually, I was just reading a story, they could both miss the playoffs with a winning record, which is they'd be in last place in their division with a winning record. And that has never happened in baseball history. So there's a lot of history here. Obviously, it goes back to a guy named Babe Ruth, who was on both teams, as you recall. He was, for you who don't know who Babe Ruth is, he was a Shohei Ohtani of the 20th century.
Enlighten us.
Yeah, so the curse of the Bambino, the Yankees and the Red Sox had an ill-fated trade. The Yankees went on to become the greatest franchise in professional sports, and the Red Sox have always been looking up to them. Of course, the highlight for many Yankees fans was Bucky Bleepin' Dent.
Yep.
1978 in the playoff game, hit a home run. Little Bucky Dent. I know that's more of a Northeast thing, but his name is iconic because of this rivalry, and a lot of guys are like that. 03 and 04 were these great playoff moments. I think it still endures, even as rivalries have kind of slowed down in baseball. I think free agency has gutted a lot of rivalries in all sports, especially baseball. So look how much movement there is. Look at your Mets yesterday, for example.
Please don't.
Guys move all over the place, but there are just a couple uniforms that are so important, and Yankees Red Sox is at the top of that list. I'll say the Dodgers Giants, too. It doesn't matter who plays for those teams. There's still going to be hatred, but it's even more intense for the Yankees Red Sox.
And, of course, who could forget moments like this?
Oh, my goodness. Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez. Oh,
that's awful.
Don Zimmer, a 72-year-old man, went into Pedro Martinez's face, and Pedro Martinez threw him down.
Terrible. Awful.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's a funny image that we can all conjure because everyone's okay. You know, Don Zimmer has passed away since then, obviously, but he was fine. He dusted himself off.
Yes. Yeah, that was great. We're going to talk about a certain sock that was
the Kurt Schilling?
may or not have been bloody. Real quick, what's your take? Was that real?
Yeah, I think it's real. And Schilling, believe me, like no love lost there. I'm not a big Schilling person, but
yeah, I kind of think it's real too. But I do like people who totally don't believe that.
Don't believe
and actually think he put ketchup on his sock because that would be
to create a moment.
I'm in that camp.
Are you really?
I don't buy it.
Well, you really think he would go out of his way and put ketchup on his sock? That's just a bridge too far, no?
I mean,
wait, do you also believe that Jose Altuve was wearing a buzzer underneath his uniform? Do you believe everything that's happened against the Yankees?
Yes.
But by the way, I believe it. The Altuve buzzer is definite.
Oh, you guys are nuts if you think he actually had a buzzer under there. He didn't.
What? Wait, Stu, do you believe the buzzer?
I believe the buzzer.
You do?
I think everybody believes the buzzer.
No. But think about how silly that really is. Does anyone else have a buzzer? Has anyone come forth about the buzzer?
Throughout history, I'm sure there's been thousands of buzzers.
On that team. You think all these years later, nobody would have spilled the beans? Nobody said a word? They're all... How many times can you have 26 people all keep a secret?
Well, they might not have all known about the buzzer.
No, well, wouldn't it be there to help everybody? Okay, so the video guy... If we got Deflategate and those guys who came forward... Well, they didn't come forward, but they got smoked out, the equipment guys... There's no way that this wouldn't have been revealed in more like certain terms.
Yeah, but it was so awkward the way he was hiding something.
No, he had a stupid tattoo and didn't want people to rip his shirt off.
Oh, get out of here.
I believe that.
Who on earth?
Sure.
Anyone I know with a tattoo wants to show that tattoo more than anything in the world.
There's no point of getting a tattoo to show people that you have a tattoo?
Yeah, that's all people with tattoos want to do.
Have you ever had someone who got a really bad tattoo? I know somebody who got a tattoo when I was in high school, and he got a tattoo of the outline of the country of Italy, and the boot's kicking the wrong way. He does not like to show his tattoo. True story. Went on to be a Marine. Thank you for your service.
But it's funny. You know that about that too. I'm sure he's told that story 1,000 times and is probably more proud of the backwards boot than anybody or any tattoo ever.
Guarantee you he's not. He's mortified by it.
Get out of
Ackerman, you believe that Jose Altuve really had a buzzer underneath his uniform?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Hacker, do you believe that Schilling really had blood on the sock?
Yeah, I think. But I also think that might have been a little. Could have been, especially knowing what we know about Kurt. He probably could have embellished that blood a little.
How do you embellish blood?
Sort of a little ketchup or something like that. I'm just saying that.
Wow, you guys! I thought I was the conspiracy theorist around here. You guys sound whack. Like
what,
you whacked out of your mind.
You say whack?
I've been whacked out of your minds.
You're saying a buzzer is crazier than hitting a garbage can in the third row?
Okay,
that's insane.
The garbage can is like lo-fi and kind of stupid. Like the guy to watch, he got the signal and then he hit the garbage can. You're telling me you have a buzzer that's got to be attached to something and then someone's got to hit something on the other side for the buzzer. Like,
first of all,
it's a conspiracy. There's got to be two people involved.
I bet you there have been dozens of MLB players who've had buzzers. I'll bet, first of all, poker players all have buzzers.
Well,
that's a given.
Well, we learned about
it's
the
not
chess
that hard to sneak a buzzer in because it's been done in cards since the beginning of time. I would bet anything there's been hitters with buzzers.
But you have no evidence of this. You're just saying this. There's never been an expose. So there's been dozens of hitters throughout time, yet not one person has owned up to it. Deep Throat eventually came clean on his deathbed, yet nobody would come clean about this.
Do you know the percentage of guys who have corked their bat and we don't know about?
We know some people do.
We know like a few. Yeah, but
it'd be impossible that we'd never hear.
Thousands of MLB players have corked their bats, and we've found out about like 5.
No, but think about it. So even one person coming out with the buzzer would be a huge story. Like, definitively, this happened in 1988 or something. No, and that's never happened.